In this episode we cover aerobic conditioning. We previously listed the topics and this is the fourth of 7 in the series. I will briefly define aerobic fitness and squash, discuss training principles and run through some sample weekly programs. In practice, this modality of training in squash ticks 2 of the boxes in our 3-box model, the aerobic base and the multi-sprint. It depends on how we program the training and the fitness level of the athletes as to whether it is aerobic or anaerobic and in what mix. What is aerobic fitness? It's the ability to process oxygen. The fitter the athlete, the higher the level of work that can be maintained while still being aerobic. This is the athlete's functional threshold power. At higher intensities, our body relies on the aerobic metabolism during recovery intervals to help replace the energy spent during the high intensity work periods. So an aerobically fitter athlete can play continuously at a higher level and can recover from even more intense play faster. Frequency of training is important for athletes looking to improve aerobic fitness. Recording of sessions facilitates this, and the use of heart rate equipment and zones help manage the intensity to make it athlete specific. As I get fitter, I can either do the same work at a lower average heart rate or increase the wattage to maintain the same relative fitness stimulus. Does just playing squash provide aerobic fitness? Of course, and you will see later that we don't program any purely aerobic training for our fit pros in the middle of some training blocks. Why not be an aerobic king? As we discussed in the philosophy episode, there's not enough time to be an aerobic monster at the endurance athlete level, as well as being technically squash competent and have the power to multi-sprint and change direction quickly. Is it better to do more volume or higher intensity? The short answer is not one or other, but both. I cover the true volume concept in a separate video. In terms of session design, there are essentially 2 main branches, continuous and interval. Continuous sessions are ones where there are no rest periods and levels are held for sustained periods. At the lightest level, this is LSD or long slow distance. LSD is common in athletics and endurance sports. We use it for lower level athletes and pros returning from a break. It's an appropriate tool to grow volume without excess fatigue. Time trials are at the harder end of continuous training and are an occasional tool for conditioning and testing. High intensity interval training is very trendy right now, but something that squash players have been doing for ages. If a trained athlete can sustain VO2 maximum pace for say 8 to 10 minutes, and we believe that training at this level is desired, which we do, then the best way to maximize this is to devise intervals. The rest periods tax the aerobic recovery systems and allow the total period of training and max oxygen consumption to be extended far longer than just 8 to 10 minutes at or near VO2 max. The beauty of squash is that we can design interval routines that exploit this modality of training while also matching the dynamics of a squash game. This sample pro week is for an aerobically fit athlete and has no pure aerobic conditioning sessions in it, as I suggested earlier. They hold their base aerobic fitness doing the week's volume. We have a series of HIIT sessions using different equipment and locations, sometimes 2 per day on top of matches and other training. The intervals are at higher wattage and the rest periods are shorter. In the sample junior week, I am envisaging an athlete who is powerful but aerobically challenged. There are 4 interval sessions and 2 LSD in the week. Any fewer than this and progress will be too slow. The intervals have a longer rest period than the pro session, and the LSD is at its zone 2 or 3 heart rate. The cycle here is a standard description of the management method. Regular testing is necessary, too much testing interferes with training. Please like these videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow Squash Excel on social media, come to one of the camps at Excel, or contact us for remote fitness coaching.